Hi everyone, a warm welcome to my colleagues and respected faculty. Today I am here to share my presentation with all of you all, which is on the topic called as ERPG framework model. Fine, so let's begin with the PPT. Now, what is ERPG? ERPG model, sometimes called as the EPG model, is used in international marketing. Fine. It was introduced by Paul Mutter. The original name EPG, a little later, Weingolds and Paul Mutter in 1973 extended this model by another factor which is called as regionocentrism. The extended model is known as ERPG model in short from them. Now we will see the progression to global marketing using ERPG framework. We have four main components in that. First comes that ethnocentric, second is polycentrism, third is regionocentrism, and fourth is geocentrism. Now, what does it exactly mean? Ethnocentric generally means a home country orientation. Polycentrism deals with the host country orientation. Regionocentrics deals with the region orientation based things, and geocentric orientation deals with with any item which we will be used globally in coming years. Now, in detail, we would like to see the ethnocentric. So, what is the management orientation in this? As I said before, it is home country orientation. Now, what needs to be done exactly in ethnocentric? What it does, it mainly focuses on the domestic market. That means domestic market is superior. It focuses on similarities between home and foreign markets. It considers the foreign market secondary to extension to or domestic market. Marketing strategy which we use in ethnocentric is extension of the domestic strategy to the foreign market. Now, what are the merits and the demerits of the ethnocentric? Merits are there is no cost and efforts needed for adaptation and localization. It is easy to route internalization when foreign market exists with similar domestic characteristics. Now, what are the demerits? No full exploitation of international business opportunities worldwide because it generally focus on the domestic region only, fine, and domestic products only, and the main focus is on the domestic market. That's it. Now, if you see to the example, I would like to take an example of a Nissan company. What they did is Nissan in first year exported cars in the US market, fine. And what they did is after exporting the cars to the US market, they exported the same cars to the Japan as well, fine. So they didn't even change anything. They generally compare the US market as same as Japan, or you can say the Japan market as same as to the US market. Now, what is polycentric? Management orientation, as I said earlier, it is host country orientation. So generally when we see all the technical things which will be considered here is of the host country. So perception about the market is each national market is extensive. It's totally correct, because if we see the market in regions, in market in a country and in market in a different country is very different, and we need to think about the same in a different manner. So each national market is distinctive. It focuses on difference between home country and foreign country, which is one of the important thing, because we have to take care of the particular individuals residing in the foreign country as well. Fine. What comes next? In a marketing strategy, what we use here is localization and adaptation. Company's basic objective here is public acceptance, which is much more important than any other thing. Now, what are the merits and demerits? Merits, when we see to the merits, we can say that adaptation to the market characteristics help in better understanding of local needs, which will lead to better exploitation of the market potential. It's correctly said, guys. As you know very well that to adopt any market or to set up any product into a particular market, we need to first understand the local needs of the population residing in that country, fine. So Now further we will look at demerits of the particular thing. Demerits, when you think about it, we can say the high cost of national responsive marketing mix for each country. What does it exactly mean? It will cost too high when you think about other countries, because the pricing strategies, because the production cost and all the things considering in making a final product will be different as compared to the domestic country. The laws and regulations will also be different, so it can be a demerit of as well. And we can see the delay in localization, fine, because we are introducing something into a foreign market. It will take some time to get it potentially to get it explored to the local market. Okay, when we if we see to the example, we can see that MACD particularly in India sells chicken burger. There is no beef burger allowed to sell in India, right? Now why this thing came into the picture? The thing is, they thought about the local people, local traditions, local religions, traditions of the particular country. Now coming to the part that they have implemented themselves into an India. India is a very traditional country in which many of them have faith in the gods, and as you know very well that the cow in our country is considered as one of the holy thing, fine. So beef is not allowed in India to be used by McD on any of the brands like KFC, Domino's, and any other brand, fine. So what they did is they got the information about the local market, and they implemented the same thing as per the local needs of the local people, fine. And MACD, particularly when we see to this firm, they use beef burgers in foreign countries like UK, USA, and all other countries, because there is no ban on beef in that countries, fine. While moving next, I would like to get on the topic that is called as regionocentric. The word itself says that it will be a regional oriented, fine. What will be the perception about the market? The market can be differentiated on the basis of the common regional characteristics. What does it exactly mean? Each and every region might have some common things in that, so basis on that we can implement our product which is being implemented in the domestic country. We can take that product and implement the same thing in their region as well. It can be a foreign country as well, fine. And what is the marketing strategy we use here? There is a trade-off between the standardization and localization, fine. Company's basic objective is both profitability and public acceptance, fine. Now we will see the characteristics. What is the difference between regionocentric and all other things which we looked in the past, fine. In regionocentric, what they do is they treat different regions as different market, fine. Regions with similarities of marketing characteristic treated as separate market. So all the things they will implement as per the particular region, fine. They will not use any standardized things which was being used in the domestic market, fine. So they will focus on the regions and the local needs of the particular people staying in that region. Okay, now what are the merits? When we see, it can be advantages of both localization and standardization. What are the demerits? Lack of attention to inter-regional differences. Now I would like to explain the same thing by taking an example. See guys, if we use paneer, the mostly used paneer products, as you know very well, the state or the region which uses it is a Punjab or Amritsar, fine. If we take the paneer products to the other state called as Gujarat, will the consumption of the product be same? So the answer will be no, right? So we need to think about the products which will have more profitability, fine, where we can grasp as much as market as we want to, and we will make the local people very happy as we take care of the regions and the people staying in that regions. So if you want to sell something Gujarat, we would like to sell sugar products more probably right there, because sugar is mainly producing Gujarat, and most of the mithais and sweets, as we know, it's been much more likely by Gujarati peoples. Okay, so there is a distinct and a differentiation between the products which we use day by day, and it differs region by region. Fine. Now another thing which we would like to elaborate is the geocentric thing. The term geocentric itself says that all the things we need to consider in this scenario, and we have to think about the global market while considering these things. Fine. What will be the perception about the market? Entire world is a single market. See guys, what is the difference? It takes as an entire world as a single market that can be effectively tapped by standardized marketing strategy. Now, what is the marketing strategy we will use is global standardization, because whatever the products we sell in India, we would like to sell the same product as copy as that, or you can say the original product which is selling in India, we will be looking to sell that in the other products or foreign countries. Fine. What is the company basic objective? So the company basic objective will be profitability and public acceptance. Fine. So now looking at the characteristics, what is different in this? So as I earlier said, entire world is treated as a single market. Standardized marketing mix to give uniform image of product and company for global market. Worldwide approach to marketing and its operations. Now see the second point, standardized marketing mix to give uniform image of product and company to the global market. What does it mean? Fine. If you launch any product guys, here we will see the uniformity of the product. Fine. And we will have the trust of that particular company with us. If we see on Google about the past profitability or past reviews of the customers of a particular brand or a particular organization, we will come to know directly that yeah, this company is trustworthy. We can use the same product which is been trusted by the people of India or any country. Fine. So they will have an exposure to the reviews of the customers, what is the quality of the product and all, and you will uniformly, if you launch the product in the same country, they will look into the customer reviews and they would like to use the same thing because it is fruitful, as they know very well, right? Fine. Third is worldwide approach to the marketing and its operation. Now here comes a catch. Previously we used to do operations of marketing considering the particular region, considering a particular country. It might be a domestic or it might be a host country. Fine. But here what comes to a picture is we use a standardized and a worldwide approach to marketing and its operation. So whatever the operations or marketing strategies that we use, it will be the same in whole world. Fine. So guys, coming to the merit points: economies of large scale production, lower cost advantage of pace. Fine. It will use very low cost because it will have a pace as an advantage when you launch similar product in other countries. Fine. Demerits: not successful in many cases. Now if we take the scenario of MACD, if the MACD have used this approach, they would have been succeeded in India, right? Because traditions, beliefs are different and it differs from region to region and country to country. So it might be one of the demerit. Another thing is uniform standard marketing mix not guarantees for sure success in every situation. It is not generally a case that a product which has been liked by some other country peoples will be liked by other country peoples. Fine. If you look into the examples, Microsoft and Nokia uses the standardized products worldwide. It generally uses geocentric approach. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoy the presentation given by me, and I would like to thank the faculty for giving me this opportunity, for giving me the topic, and give me a chance to elaborate and brief myself on this particular topic. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Thanks a lot.